Hey everybody, welcome back to the Routine Podcast.
Gymnastics Conversations.
I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Chelsea's mom, Diana.
And we're back for episode 55.
And we're in our hotel room after a wonderful evening of gymnastics.
In the third installment of our Nationals mini-series.
Yeah, we've had fun with part 1. We had more fun with part 2. And we're going to have the most fun with part 3.
What a day.
What a day. Right?
From when I was editing at 2:30 in the morning.
I woke up at 6:30 while you slept and did some finishing touches, but you did the most of the work. And then you sent me off to the 5K run. There was a 5K run.
The Flippin' 5K Race and Festival.
That was fun. I know you got there a little bit late because you were editing, but it was really just this wonderful event that we're going to talk more about in our summer series, but it's really about expanding the sport of gymnastics throughout the country, expanding the sport to other schools who don't have it. And so it was really neat to watch folks complete this 5K run and for the cause.
I totally agree. And then came back to the room.
Took a quick little nap. And I needed to wake up because then you said you got to stand in line because people are gathering like at 2:00 for the 6:00 event.
Yeah, I think people started lining up. Well, doors opened at 4:30, and I think people were outside at least 1:30 or 2.
Right. And so you sent me to stand in line while you did more tweet stuff.
Yeah.
And then we walked in at 4:30 and the games began.
Yeah.
Great night, Chelsea. Actually, just a great weekend.
Yeah, it's been really, really fantastic. I feel like we've met a lot of awesome people along the way.
We have. It's so true. I didn't think about that, but so true.
And they shared in the arena that this was the highest attended single session national championship ever in the history of women's college gymnastics.
Right. LSU again, the most fans from top to bottom of this arena. But you had a lot of UCLA fans. You had a lot of Oklahoma fans, a lot of Denver fans. Mm-hmm. And so just to be in the presence of the fans, but the gymnasts who knew that they had to perform tonight. I had a great weekend. I had a great time at the event. Of course, I'm on a high just because of how LSU finished, of course, and we'll get to that. But, LSU aside, I think just watching the level of gymnastics that we got the chance to witness tonight, to celebrate the seniors and their success, not just tonight, but their careers. Mm-hmm. It just did my heart good. It really did.
I'm also feeling very good about this weekend. I think that all of the meets, it was very respectable among not only the gymnasts, but also people in the crowd.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
I think the crowd was very knowledgeable about gymnastics, and they knew what was good and what was not so good. But for me, the end of nationals is always bittersweet.
It is. I mean, and again, you guys can't see Chelsea, but just like last year, she is like on a level 2 or 3 versus, if 10's the highest. Something happens to her at final gymnastics meets, and I'm watching it too, so I'm not sure what's going on, but
yeah, because even last year UCLA won, who I was gunning for, but I still felt the same way.
Yeah, you did. It's like I have to drag her out of the facility and drag her to the microphone to record.
I think for me, I see it as like an ending to a chapter,
or like a big book.
Well, not the book.
Okay.
Just a chapter within the book.
Okay.
And every season is a chapter.
All right.
Not to get too Miss Val on you guys.
I was going to say, is this like a bad thing? It's a bad book or what?
No, it's just that we have been through this season together from November until now. Mm-hmm. and we won't see the same routines again. We won't
sure.
see the same gymnast again. We won't see the same people on the individual teams again.
Gotcha.
Some of the coaches we won't see again. So it's kind of like reminiscing on what we had this season.
I see. Wow. Now you're making me sad. What the heck?
And for me, it's sad, but it's also like a celebration that we got to see like great gymnastics this season.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I mean,
There's been so many great moments, like from Kate going viral to Oklahoma winning tonight to Miss Val celebrating an amazing career at UCLA to Denver having the best finish in school history. There's just been so many great moments. And for me, I shouldn't be seeing it as it's an ending, but that's just how I see it.
It's interesting. So you get very melancholy. You know, you just get very sentimental about the season. And I don't do that. And like, it's funny because I'm the emotional being of the two of us, right? So if you start getting that way, we're in trouble.
I don't know.
And I'm living the end of Sarah Finnegan's career, the end of Brenna Dow's gymnastics career, the end of Alicia Boren's gymnastics career.
Yeah.
I think what happens with me is I just don't let myself go there because then I'm just a puddle. It's done.
That's probably true. I'm looking at it like in like every minute detail, and you're seeing it as just like it was a celebration,
right?
Like, it was just such a great day, and
right?
Like,
it was,
and it was. But like I don't know. I guess I'm just looking at it as like a moment in time.
Sure, I understand that. I do. That's how I felt about your gymnastics career. Now, you've not competed for 4 years or something crazy like that, but I still feel the same way.
I'm sure, actually, I was going to say, I'm sure we're taking it harder than the people that are actually competing, but
no, I
as
watched,
we saw today on the floor,
oh my
there are
gosh,
so many emotions.
The end of the meet, and I think it was mainly LSU. There were so many tears of happiness, but also sadness about the leaving of these seniors.
Yeah.
I mean, McKenna was crying before she got off the floor. And Sarah held it together until Dee Dee hugged her and whispered in her ear.
Yeah.
And then it was tears from then on.
Yeah.
Lexi. And I didn't see it with the other teams as much, but it was an emotional evening.
And this goes back to my first point where the people that were in attendance were so knowledgeable
and appreciative.
Yeah, that's a really good word to describe it, because although Oklahoma kind of the entire night, it was like a runaway train, everyone was still very present, and the LSU fans were still encouraging LSU. The UCLA fans were still encouraging UCLA. But also, when Brenna Dow goes and sticks an incredible vault, the entire arena just erupts.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I didn't see that last year in St. Louis. There were much more folks that were kind of in their tribe. That was not the case tonight. Everybody wanted everybody to do well. When Kyla went up, everybody was cheering Kyla. When Brenna went up, everybody was cheering Brenna.
Sarah.
When Sarah did anything, the whole gym. And we were actually sitting in an area where the gymnasts from Utah were in front of us. They were cheering Denver. I mean, it was just like this one big happy family. Part of that, I think, is because I think we all knew Oklahoma was going to win.
Yeah,
right.
Like there's just nothing,
and so it wasn't about the competition at that point. It really wasn't, and it wasn't that we weren't appreciative of Oklahoma's dominance and amazing skills. We were very appreciative of that, but once that's set aside that they're going to win, then you can just sit back and relax and watch.
And enjoy the fantastic gymnastics that we're witnessing.
Exactly. And I think that's what happened. Kate on floor.
Yeah, that's a really good one. And in her music as well, you could hear it was silence, but everyone was just so attentive to her floor routine.
And I think what we're both, and we're trying to say it through this podcast, and it's obviously difficult for us. It really was this community of gymnastics, all together, 10,000 people, 10,000 people in this arena to celebrate the success of this sport.
And I felt that way earlier today at the 5K as well.
I agree.
I think we all cherish and love gymnastics as a sport so much. And I feel like the gymnastics community has been through so much lately that we're going to do whatever it takes to shine a positive light on the sport that we all know and love.
Agree. So at the end of the day, spoiler alert,
I know, if you haven't heard,
Oklahoma wins again.
they did.
By quite a bit.
Yeah, and it was totally deserved. I think all of the rankings were what they should have been.
I agree. UCLA,
Except Florida should have been there.
except
No, just
for
kidding.
Florida, right? UCLA didn't have their best meet tonight,
Yeah, I don't know what.
but you couldn't tell because they were still very happy at the end.
Yeah, they were. They displayed great sportsmanship. I'll give them that.
They did.
And I think which is kind of surprising to me, but I think them starting on beam was not the best.
No, and it didn't get better.
Yeah, they had a couple of wobbles, pretty significant wobbles throughout the lineup, and they just couldn't really find their footing after that.
And specifically on floor, they couldn't find their footing.
Yeah, like every person had some type of misstep on their first pass.
And I know we talked about in the last episode whether or not we'd be looking at these tired legs. UCLA looked like they had tired legs, but they were in the first session.
But to be fair, I think no matter what, if you're in the first session or the second session, if you compete the day before a final championship, you're going to have tired legs.
Yeah. Denver also looked like they had tired legs.
But Oklahoma didn't. And I said that yesterday,
And
too.
they competed last night.
Yeah, I said.
That's a good point, Chelsea.
KJ, like, we need to have,
Oh
like,
my
an
gosh.
episode, some type of, like, documentary series on inside KJ Kindler's mind.
Well, and then steps to make an amazing gymnastics team.
Yeah.
Step number 1, recruitment. Step number 2,
No, I don't
training.
even think that's number 1 for her. Because she doesn't get, like, the top of the top recruits.
Really?
And I think that's what makes her so special. She's able to mold each of these gymnasts. If they were high-level 10s, if they were elites, all of them are fantastic. Because there's also transfers on Oklahoma. And they're thriving.
Wow.
They weren't this great at their previous schools.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but when we went to Oklahoma, they asked Miss Val what's the best thing she could say about the University of Oklahoma's gymnastics team. And very simply, she said KJ.
And it's true.
She said she's the Bill Belichick of gymnastics, of women's gymnastics. That whatever formula she does, it works.
Yeah.
And we see it every year.
Yeah. It's honestly just, like, remarkable.
Yeah. But, so Oklahoma, hats off.
Fantastic meet.
Fantastic meet. And before we go further, we got the chance to talk to Oklahoma fans, and I think we need to put them at the top of this episode.
How about another round of applause for this year's team championship finalists and your 2019 national champions from Norman, Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Sooners!
Boomer Sooner!
How you feeling right now?
I am so excited. We've worked so hard. It was so kind of an inspirational season with everything that happened with the trainer and just kind of that mentality of really thinking above yourself and kind of doing it for them and just to have that family feel.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that because there is a different feeling. You know, we've watched them compete. We've, been to other national championships. This feels differently to me.
I agree. I was texting with my sister who couldn't be here, and she said she's in the back of her in-laws' car bawling because they're talking about how it was for Dave, and just that feeling that we accomplished something just to show him how much we cared and the impact he had on us and the community.
Which event were you most proud of?
I loved watching them Fenelon vault, and that last vault of Brenna's was, oh my goodness, my heart exploded and tears came to my eyes. I can't think of a better way for her to go out on her senior year than with that vault. I think she stunned herself and everybody else. I think we all just sat there and then reacted.
But I'm just so happy for them to have won tonight. I know they practice so hard all year round. It's not just a spring sport, it's summer, fall, and then you get to season. And I know in particular this season was really special for the trainer, Jen Richardson. Lost her husband, and I know the girls dedicated it to him, so it has that extra emotional pull, and I know the fans can feel that as well.
What's the most exciting thing to watch tonight?
The vault when the last three stuck it and we know we won. So those last three vaults, we didn't know. We had to hold our breath. It was awesome.
How you feeling right now?
Wonderful, because we're national champs again.
The Oklahoma Sooners!
So that's Oklahoma. Congratulations again. An amazing meet and an amazing season.
And I just want to say that I think Oklahoma, because they're so dominant, it's very easy for people to say, oh, they won, they always win, blah, blah, blah. But no, this season was trying for Oklahoma. And I think through the adversity, it made them stronger. And I think that's what makes this year's win so special for them.
I agree. And I think we have to recognize that when they have a difficult time, they come back and double down.
You said that too yesterday.
They do. So Beam was
Oh my gosh.
a little bit of a struggle yesterday.
Lights out.
Not going to do it tonight.
No. Oh my gosh. They were so good on beam.
And I think you could say that actually about the championship. They lost the championship last year, and they're like, never again.
Not tonight.
So congratulations to Oklahoma. Congratulations, KJ. Congratulations to the seniors.
Brenna Dow. Can we just give a shout out to Brenna Dow?
Yeah. That
Oh
vault.
my gosh. And it's the same thing you said about Kennedy before she nailed her vault yesterday. You said, I just hope, because at this point, Oklahoma had won.
Right.
Like, way past everybody else. But you said, I just want Brenna to go all out for her last routine.
I did.
I just want her to nail it. And here she goes, and boom, she nailed it.
She did.
Like, nailed it. It should have been a 10.
It should have been a 10. But I think it still was like a 9975 or something like that.
And it was so cool to see her reaction because Brenna is usually very stoic and
Right.
about her business.
Right.
But you could, it was like almost she just,
Released.
yeah, it was, everything like was just off of her shoulders.
Yeah. So congratulations, Brenna. But congratulations to every single gymnast on the Oklahoma Sooners team. You've been beautiful to watch this season. I could watch you all compete every single Friday night, Saturday night. And I really look forward to watching you all in the future.
I look forward to seeing their floor choreography next year.
I know. I love it. I
Because
love
this
it.
year, it really was top of the line.
Yeah, I said that before they started. I said, I think out of all the teams, to me, they have the best.
On the floor, right?
On the floor.
Okay. Because Florida, I have to give it to them. They had the
On
best
floor?
Yeah, they had the best choreography this year, Florida.
Really? I'm still Oklahoma.
Alicia, Naya, Savannah, Trinity.
I'm still Oklahoma. I think it's the choreography and how different it is for me, how well it goes with the music, and how the gymnasts perform, and how they have matched that performance with the perfect gymnast to do it.
That's true.
Okay, so now can we talk about LSU?
Yeah.
Now can we talk about LSU?
Oh, man.
Guys, they got second.
Yeah. And they had an incredible meet.
They hit every single event.
They did so fantastic. And I said to you that LSU won second place.
They did. Well, I'd also say UCLA lost second place.
Yeah, that's true. But LSU did everything that they could.
Yeah.
And when you compare that team to what we saw in the beginning of the year,
when we went down to Louisiana. But
not even that. When they lost to Auburn,
yeah, that was tough.
it's a complete 180.
And it's the same gymnast.
I know.
This to me is coaching at its finest. When we just
Yeah.
talked about KJ, Dee Dee, hats off to you as well.
Yeah.
You took a team that I admit, as an LSU fan, I was a little concerned at the beginning of the season. But oh my gosh.
They fought. And again, I'm speaking about this season. They never gave up. They could have given up after Auburn, honestly,
They
and
got
just said, okay, that's it.
They got second in the nation.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody could have predicted that.
I think I did, actually. Let's just say.
No, you thought they were going to win.
Well, okay, that's close. That's close.
I think, yes, it's the coaching staff, but I think it's also the leadership, the seniors.
I think it's the seniors, but at the end of the day, and I don't mean to sound trite, it's the heart.
Yeah.
There's just something different about Louisiana, LSU.
You see it in the fans.
You see it in the fans, you see it in the gymnasts. It's like, whatever it takes, I'm going to give it 190%.
They bleed purple and gold.
They do. And I've never seen it before. I mean, I'm not a big college
Sports fan.
sports fan. So I don't know LSU from Oklahoma football to baseball stuff. I don't know it. And so this is my really first experience kind of looking at collegiate sports in the way that we are. And it's just different when we're on that campus.
Yeah.
So congratulations. And I did cry tonight.
I got a little teary eyed.
I cried like a baby in those stands tonight, y'all.
Because, and I think that goes back to what I was saying about the fans and everybody was so respectful. I think seeing LSU, the gymnast, and they were just so thankful and appreciative of all of the people that came and supported them.
Yeah.
Because I think, although Oklahoma had a lot of people tonight, but LSU really, like, their fans ran really deep tonight. And I think it really helped them. And those fans could have given up on them way back in January.
Mm-hmm. No, they helped pull them through.
Yeah.
It got to Sarah Finnegan on floor, and LSU was their last event. Floor was their last event. And Sarah did her little walk on floor, and the tears started.
Oh, my God.
Before she even started her routine, the tears for me started. And I don't think I was alone in that arena.
No, I don't think so either.
And she did a beautiful routine, 995. And when she walked off, Dee Dee grabbed her and hugged her. And then and the teammates grabbed her and hugged her. And so while that was happening, then McKenna walked up.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Right? And so while you're obviously sad for Sarah, you got to watch McKenna, but she's a senior too, right? And so then she performs and gets a 995.
Such a good routine.
She's actually crying before she gets off the floor.
And then she's like pointing to the crowd, like saying thank you, and then the crowd saying thank you.
Oh my God, it was just.
And then, she was hugging like the team, and then she couldn't even stand up, and then
she fell down.
Yeah, it was just a lot because you can just see the community and the bond that LSU has with one another.
Right. And again, everybody had seniors.
Yeah,
All
just
4
was
teams had
different.
seniors. But the LSU, it's just something different, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough.
I know, right?
We're crying now.
Oh, gosh.
Both of us are crying now. So anyhow, that's LSU. Okay, they got second. So then UCLA, very different.
Very, and I don't think anybody really could have expected that.
No. And it started at, like you said, it started at Beam.
The way that UCLA performed is very similar to how LSU performed 2 years ago.
I remember.
Where I think LSU started on floor, and there were a couple of out of bounds and stumbles.
Yeah,
and
we said it was because of tired legs, but again, after watching Oklahoma, I don't know if we can say that anymore. Yeah, I think that's just an excuse at this point.
and they just couldn't really bounce back, and it was hard to watch, honestly.
It really was.
And even like, and UCLA usually is always kind of in the rhythm, fully invested in the meet. But I think as things started to kind of drift away, you saw the energy kind of go down.
I was going to say, I think that to me it felt like they weren't in the meet.
I think it was just very hard because after the first rotation, they were in third. Mm-hmm. And
Almost last.
Yeah, almost last. And Oklahoma was already surging at that point.
But at that point, you still have second and third place. It's only one event.
That's true.
Think if that was a different team.
That's true. I think it was just Oklahoma was just so dominant, and it was hard to not get discouraged.
Again, for me, the other teams didn't do that. It was just, I think they probably could have done it, but then when they went to floor next,
Yeah, that's true.
the first two gymnasts struggled.
It was really kind of, I think everyone. Yeah.
It was tough. That's all we can say.
It was.
It's just tough. It was just
And
tough.
that's actually true because after Beam, I was like, okay, well, yeah, Beam is one of their stronger events, but floor,
You
like
did
they
say
could just
that.
like bring the house down. And then I think after they all realized that even floor wasn't really in the cards
Right.
for them, it was just kind of game over.
Hey, but you know what? Jordan looked good tonight.
Jordan Weaver, yeah, she always brings it with the outfits.
Yeah, I mean, those shoes.
Yeah, she looked really good tonight. And so did Miss Val.
Miss Val looked great tonight. And it was interesting again when you finish all four events, watching the teams. You have Oklahoma in the corner, literally dancing like crazy to the Cupid Shuffle,
With their national hats on and the T-shirts.
waiting for the camera to come with the big trophy.
Yeah, we've seen that one before.
We've seen that one before. You've got LSU crying. Everybody's in
Yeah.
tears. Everybody's crying.
It's like LSU was like almost like a family reunion. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
even like the gymnastics at that point.
It
It's
was
like
not.
we're sisters here,
Yeah.
and like we're shifting our family
Yeah. You've got Denver just celebrating
life.
that they've made it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And look at us.
Yeah, we made history.
Right? And then meanwhile, over on the right-hand side, you got Miss Val, UCLA, also dancing to the Cupid
Like,
Shuffle.
oh, well, who
Like,
cares?
okay, it's okay.
So it was such an interesting dynamic.
It was a representation of the teams to me.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because even when Oklahoma's doing the Cupid Shuffle, they're all in a line, all on step, all choreographed.
It was very like synchronized.
That's
like
right.
to the left, to the left, to the left.
That's right. UCLA is free forming.
And Miss Val was clapping and dancing and waving to the crowd.
And LSU's not hearing the music at
no,
all.
not at all. They're just hugging and
crying.
crying.
It was so funny.
Oh man.
So then, of course, you have Denver, who did well. Now, they did look tired tonight.
They did.
But they had a run, didn't they?
Yeah.
They had a run.
They've had a great season, honestly.
Absolutely. I look forward to seeing them next year.
Me too. I see head coach Melissa Kuchar-Reinhardt as like a little mini version of KJ.
Yeah, I do too.
She may give KJ a run for her money.
Go for it.
I know, right?
Go for it. I'm still pulling for Dee Dee and her
I
championship.
know, right? Give Dee Dee the championship.
It's her turn.
I know.
But as long as Oklahoma and KJ are there,
It's going to be tough.
it's going to be tough, Dee Dee. But I'm pulling for you
Yeah.
again next year. I'm pulling for the Tigers.
Yeah, so now that Sarah is gone, are you still an LSU fan?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was one with the crowd tonight. I'm a Ruby Harold fan. I'm a Kennedy fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Reagan fan. So yeah, no, I'm still there.
Sammy Durante.
Sammy Durante. I think she's going to be a star.
I think so too.
I do. I think she's going to be a star.
She's so aggressive.
those bar handstands, I'm interested to see who they recruit. I think they got to have a good recruiting class.
Yeah.
If they could get like a Maggie Nichols on a
I know,
day,
right?
right?
They just need something.
They just need one, especially with Sarah leaving. But no, I'm still an LSU fan. I'm definitely am. You know what? I'm also a Florida fan.
Yeah, we can't forget about Florida. Florida's already practicing for next year today.
Can we tease what we also did tonight or no?
I think we should.
Yeah, we talked to Alicia Boren today.
Yeah.
So now I'm like a huge Florida fan.
No, oh my gosh, guys. And maybe that's kind of like why
What
I'm
set you
feeling-
off into this melancholy moment?
Yeah.
I think that's a good point because you were, once we finished that interview, you were no good.
Like I was just like,
You were-
anybody could win. I could go home right now. I don't
In fact,
even
you
need to
said
watch.
that. You actually said that. You were like a wet dish rag after that interview.
Guys, Alicia Boren is everything and more of what you would expect her to be.
Absolutely. We had a pretty in-depth discussion with her today. So that's going to be in our next podcast. Not tonight because we're just exhausted tonight.
On Thursday's episode.
On Thursday's episode. But I'm a Florida fan.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a Florida fan too. Can I be everybody fan? I'm an Oklahoma fan.
That's my coveted spot.
Florida?
No,
Everybody?
I'm a
Oh, you're the
gymnastics
everybody. Okay.
fan.
All right, I'm LSU then. But I love Florida.
Yeah.
And I love Oklahoma. And I love Denver. I love Oregon State. I love Utah and Michaela. I love everybody too. Okay, no, LSU. LSU. So it was a great night. Great mini-series shows.
Good job, Mom.
Yeah, I think we did well. Great job, Fort Worth.
Great job, Fort Worth. Oh my gosh. This was really a great meet. The location really made it fantastic. I think it's affordable. I think
It's walkable.
It's walkable. It's relatively easy to get to for a lot of people. And there was record-breaking attendance. So obviously it's a great location to hold a national championship.
So here for the next 3 years after this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm making my reservations now. Chelsea, I also have to say, it's been great doing the mini-series with you.
I have to say it's been a great season of covering gymnastics with you.
Oh, look at us. All right, it's time for bed.
No, but seriously, this year has been so great. Thank you all for tuning in every week.
And the tweets and the emails and the voicemails. Thank you all so much.
Yes.
So we'll have one more show for this season, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we'll start our summer series.
Yeah.
And we've got some really good interviews lined up for our summer series, guys.
We're already thinking of ideas, but if you guys have any suggestions or if there's someone in particular that you would like us to interview, let us know.
And thanks for being great listeners.
Thank you. I feel like our community within the fantastic gymnastics community is wonderful. I feel like we're all very supportive. We're all very encouraging of all of the teams, which I think is fantastic. And it's everything that we wanted as podcast hosts. So let us know what you guys thought of nationals this year. What did you think of the Final Four? What did you think of the ending? It wasn't as exciting as last year. I don't know if we'll ever get a meet like that again.
I don't think so. And I'm okay with that, actually.
I know, right?
I'm okay with that.
But let us know what you guys thought. You can tweet us. Our Twitter is @Routine Podcast. You can email us at info@theroutinepodcast.com, or you can leave us a voicemail on our website, theroutinepodcast.com.
And you do that by going to the top navigation. You'll see something that says be a part of the conversation. You click that, scroll to the bottom, you'll see a microphone. Click the microphone and you leave us your voicemail message.
And if you guys have enjoyed our Nationals mini-series and all of our coverage this season, be sure to give us 5 stars on the Apple Podcast app. Leave us a review and subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And make sure that you tune in on Thursday for our interview with Alicia. You really are not going to want to miss it.
And then make sure you stay tuned throughout the summer to our summer series because you don't want to miss that as well.
As always, it's been fun, Mom.
It's been great, Chelsea.
And we'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Bye.
Bye.